All right, so back to the proposal that everyone needs to have their forensic information, their DNA, in a national DNA registry. It is needed. Our first claim was that the current system of the DNA database is selective and leaves too many cases unsolved. This is severe because the crimes that leave DNA at the crime scene are, like my partner said, was crimes like rape or murder, things that do a lot of harm to another person. And unlike our opponent said, forensic data is not always found, but usually at these types of crimes at this severe of nature they are. In a page titled "Rates of Unsolved Murder by State," news reports based on FBI statistics show that somewhere between 35% and 40% of homicides in the U.S. go unsolved in the U.S. today. This shows how significant of a problem this is, especially with how severe of the nature of the crimes are. Let's see, my opponent claimed that we are relying too much on forensics. And we do understand that you do need more than just DNA in the first place to incriminate someone. And it says that in learn.genetics.edu, can DNA demand a verdict? It says that forensic DNA is just one of many types of evidence. Investigators also look at other clues such as motive, weapons, alibis, and additional evidence linking a suspect to the crime. When multiple lines of evidence tell a consistent story, investigators can be assured that samples from a particular suspect were not planted. So basically, it's DNA it assists in the conviction or the proof of innocence. It's a collaboration of these different evidences brought together to bring a strong case, either incriminating someone or protecting someone from being incriminated. Our second claim is, like any technology, DNA databasing can be improved in the current system and is extremely valuable for solving crimes. It was the idea of an invasion of privacy. It's not an invasion of privacy because it's a collection of our physical traits. And that's what DNA shows us is your physical attributes. It shows I'm a white male with brown hair, green eyes. And it doesn't say what I'm doing. It doesn't say how I'm acting, and that would be the areas of privacy. Let's see, where is it? And also just this idea of not trusting the government with this information. We already are doing that. There's different things like a driver's license. Described on turbulence.com, 2D barcode info. It says that consists of the driver's name, address, date of birth, physical attributes, medical implements, and donor information. Sometimes states will also include additional information that is not printed on the driver's license, but it's on the barcode. And that's information like face recognition template or digital fingerprint. Also, the biometric passport, as described on epassportphoto.com, is a combined paper and electronic passport that contains biometric information that can be used to authenticate the identity of travelers. It is more personal and reliable than a passport photo or a PIN because it uses personal traits such as facial or eye mapped fingerprints as primary identification features. So it's a way to authenticate someone's identity to the physical traits that are found. And so the military, just real quickly, has this already implemented. They collect DNA of their soldiers, and that's from the United States Department of Defense. So moving on, another claim was that people won't willingly give up this information. Well, they will if you make it mandatory. Just like it's mandatory to register for selective service. Not everyone would willingly do it, but if it's mandatory, then you have to do it. And that's stated in SSS.gov. If you're a man ages 18 through 25 and living in the U.S., then you must register with selective service. It's the law. According to law, a man must register with selective service within 30 days of his 18th birthday. And you may be denied benefits or a job if you have not registered. And these were the sort of penalties that we adopted, that if you are not registered, that you would be denied benefits or a job and different things of that nature. Now, back to the idea of privacy, our opponent stated that it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. Well, in regards to that, in an article, Concerns Associated with Expanding DNA Databases, it says that several courts have expressed the view that a state's DNA database statute does not violate the Fourth Amendment rights of those persons subject to the statute, reasoning that such an intrusion is reasonable in light of the need to ensure public safety. It was also stated briefly about illegal immigrants, about them not wanting to know, wanting the government to know their existence, and it's like, okay, of course, if you're illegal, then you don't want someone to know that you're there. And I think that's just a whole different issue. It has nothing to do with this DNA database. Also, just the idea of incriminating someone. We have founded upon the principle and the presumption that you are innocent until proven guilty. And DNA just continues to narrow down suspects. And like my partner said, you know, why worry if you're innocent, then why worry? Only criminals should have to worry about their DNA being on file, because that DNA is going to help narrow down to being a suspect. So on to the final claim, is that a DNA database covering the whole population will save massive amounts of time and money and help clear up crimes faster and more thoroughly. In the article, Concerns Associated with Expanding DNA Databases, it says that any DNA profile collected from the crime scene can be compared directly with the DNA profiles of all the suspects to find out which one it comes from. However, a DNA database can be useful to bring new, unexpected suspects into an investigation if there are no known suspects, or if the crime scene DNA does not match anyone. So it's not about just the criminals that are known, but it's about the criminals that aren't known. We need their DNA. And issues of cost and procedure. The cost of collecting and analyzing a DNA sample according to newsvirginia.edu is less than $40, and according to the U.S. Department of Justice, and less than $20 in several other states. And where am I? And collecting this is fairly simple too. Concerns associated with expanding DNA databases says that the preferred method of obtaining a reference sample is a buccal swab using a small brush or cotton swab to collect a sample of cells from the inside surface of the cheek because it reduces the possibility of contamination.